But Grant, we'll do a little bit of a uh, break away from the games and discuss. You talked about the job Bruce Arians did,
Mm-hmm.
and the Arizona Cardinals were on the mid in the season Hard Knocks, and that Cliff Kingsbury, he's out in Thailand now with his smoking hot girlfriend. Steve Keim is no longer with the Cardinals, and Cliff seems like a nice guy. Seems like a good dude, likable guy. He's not a head coach. He just doesn't have that juice, that excitement that I think you need, especially with
Well,
a
I
team
don't think,
with a team like
I don't think
Arizona,
he's a
where
leader of men.
no, exactly. I think he's a good coordinator,
Yeah,
but yeah, he can't lead a locker
he's
room, and especially having to deal with a diva like Kyler Murray
he
is,
can't build a culture.
he's the wrong person. Yeah, and it that which brings up my point of how good Bruce Arians was with Arizona, because he
Absolutely.
brought some fire, he brought some excitement, he lit a fire under everybody's ass in the organization and held everybody accountable, and that's why they had the success they had. They didn't have that. They don't have that with Cliff Kingsbury, and under that the Bidwell ownership, it feels like he seems like he's happy making a profit on the team. If they win, they win, but I think to succeed in Arizona, you need a fire and brimstone coach that's going to light a fire under that team.
Well, and like when I texted you this, Dylan, after I watched the Hard Knocks episode from last week, the fact that Michael Bidwell watches tape with his head coach is concerning. He's a business guy. He's a billionaire. He knows nothing about football. Get out of the coach's office. The best ownerships and the best teams in this league, the football people are in the football operations, and the business people run the business. I don't see Lamar Hunt watching film with Andy Reid. Jeffrey Lurie is not watching film with Nick Sirianni. The people in Buffalo aren't watching film with Sean McDermott. Mike Brown might be watching film with Zach Taylor, but guess what? He's not watching as much as what he was with Marvin Lewis. And they're in the Cincinnati's getting better right now. Let the football people make the football decisions, and you stay the hell out of the way.
Yep. And I mean, it's one thing like, yeah, he's the owner if he wants to go sit in on a meeting, but he doesn't need to talk or give his two
No,
cents.
not at all.
And Arizona's going to be a mess. Like, if they're smart, they cut bait with Kyler Murray too, but they can't because they paid him a way too big of a contract,
Well,
and they're already regretting it. They hired a GM, which sounds like they really like him. He was under he worked under Belichick for some time as well.
you know what's one thing I don't understand, though? Is after they fired Kingsbury and Steve Keim said he was leaving the team, Bidwell goes out there and says, we're planning on moving on from DeAndre Hopkins. You haven't hired a general manager yet. Or as part of the interview, hey, I like you. We're going to do this and this to build this team up. But the first thing you need to do is trade away DeAndre Hopkins, our best receiver. What? Like, why would you want to take that job?
It's a rebuild.
It is with no cap space either, because they paid a horrible quarterback.
They trade any pieces that are actually somewhat decent.
Ugh, they're gonna be a long couple of years in the desert.
Yes,
but that's not my problem.
Nope.